everyone. It's me, Jessica. That was our reference image. Sorry, she happened so fast. But yeah, so we're building. I'm just going to put it that way. We're building. I originally started this because I was going to make it like a haunted, spooky house. And that's why I had kind of Googled like spooky Victorians. And that's one of the reference images that I had found. But all in all, Halloween was weeks ago, like a couple of weeks ago at this point. And I have just been so busy. So I do apologize to not be getting this out any closer to Halloween. But my argument is that it's like a fall house at this point. We're just doing a couple of fall houses. No specific Halloween house. I do apologize. But there's like a seance table and like a witch's room in this house. So I very much built this to be like kind of like almost an occult legacy house, if you will. There's definitely a lot of room. There's a room for infants and toddlers. There's a room for children. There's a room for like your in-laws or your teenagers. And then there is a master bedroom on the main floor. So there's definitely a lot of space, and you can definitely fit a good size family here, is I guess what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we kind of have the exterior of the house coming along slowly but surely. I had a lot of fun actually building this house, like just putting all the details in, and I don't know, just like channeling this inner spooky Victorian vibe. I thought it was a really good time. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. Old Victorian house, occult legacy house, if you will, before Thanksgiving, but after Halloween. So I hope you guys are doing good out there, though, in the IRL world, because yeah, these are trying times, cooked times, if you will, pretty cooked times, because it's just rather ridiculous out here, but that's okay. We prevail, and we press on, and we play Sims and Minecraft and whatever else, and we just, sometimes you just gotta game a little bit to ignore life. And that is, in fact, kind of what I've been doing. Oh, my daughter is coming out here. It is like right now it's 6:15 in the morning, and I'm just doing this a little bit before I have to start getting ready for work. Okay, let's turn this down. But yeah, so the vibe has been for me lately that I've been doing an awful lot of playing Minecraft, like off camera. And I don't, like, this is almost poor judgment of me because I need to record another Minecraft part. But every time I think about it right now, I get a little overwhelmed because I really want to make the next part and the Minecraft part like kind of a long part. So I know I have a lot of recording I need to do, so I'm probably going to be starting that soon, but I think that in a lot of ways I've been like focused on this build. This build took me so long. I do have 2 legacy videos that are on backlog that I need to get recorded or edited for you guys. I didn't even mean to record the second one. I kind of like forgot that I had recorded a part already, but fortunately there's no overlapping. They are 2 completely separate parts, but I did kind of forget that I had done some recording on a different legacy part. So the good thing is that the 2 recordings of our legacy puts us really close to our Gen 3 heir, ? They're their only child for, like, Gen 2 has not have, oh my god, sorry, words. Gen 2 has not had a lot of kids, and so Gen 3 is like, just, there's 1 child in Gen 3 right now. So they could be our heir, and we are about to age them up into a child eventually. By the time I get this posted, I will start working on editing the other legacy video, and then we'll be a little closer. But IRL for you guys, it'll still be like a month before we age him up. So I'm really excited, though. Like I said, I have big plans for our next Minecraft part. I think that I want to move a lot of ourselves over the next like 2 parts into that cherry blossom biome area. I honestly just kind of like want to uproot us. I've been thinking like so much about it, and that area is so pretty. I feel like, why not? I feel like genuinely living in that area is, oh, it's top tier. So I kind of think we're going to do that. I like the area where I started my spawn base, but it's kind of just spawn base. We haven't done any living in the house that I built over there. And maybe it's just lacking some of that whimsy for me that like a cherry blossom biome is so whimsy. And so maybe that's what I need, is just a little bit of whimsy and pink flowers everywhere. I think so. But yeah, we have some of the layout coming together on this house right now. And I put a bathroom. I think that there ends up being 3 bathrooms. I mean, honestly, not me yawning because I'm trying to do this voiceover at 6:15 in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of time. I've been super, super trying to focus on when I'm home, being present with home. And it's really tricky when I really enjoy this like side hustle creative outlet that is YouTube and streaming. But I can tell that my YouTube has definitely fallen to like the back burner a little bit. I have not posted very much in the last couple weeks as I've just been really focused on this. But I just have a lot of like resetting I need to do. I'm trying to go through a bunch of old stuff that my daughter has. I'm hoping to get her a new bed, like a lofted style bed for Christmas. I really want for her to have like a area where she can tuck away and do homework on a desk, or, you know, maybe like just a play corner or a reading nook, something that as she gets a little bit older can be like a versatile little hidey hole. I think that that would be really enjoyable for her. And so that's like a big list, or a big thing on my list for her. But it's also like, I think it would help our space a lot because we have a tiny little shoebox of an apartment. We're not in a studio, but it might as well be like a studio with walls. It is so small. And it very much feels small as she has grown. She has gotten toys and things, and they're just everywhere. So that's been like a lot of what I've really been doing and trying to focus on, is like just home things. And so I have not been sitting down to edit near as much. I feel like I could have had this video out to you guys days ago if I would have just focused, but I've had my focus on other things. So I do apologize, but it just kind of be like that sometimes when you can't do it all. You truly can't. And as you get older, there's more and more and more that is like added to that plate. So you just kind of have to like find the balance of what you can get done and what you cannot, and be happy with it. So yeah, that's my motivational speech for the day. But yeah, so as far as like streaming goes, I don't really know how many of you guys hang out with me over there. It is a very different vibe, as I am a 420 friendly channel, and I just like to enjoy my mom time when the kid goes to bed, you know? But we've been playing Minecraft and the Not So Berry Challenge over there. The Not So Berry Challenge is so much fun in its own respects, but in the Minecraft saves that we've been playing on Twitch, I just recently beat the dragon. And oh my god, so proud. It was not my finest fight, honestly, probably a little rusty, because I don't really fight mobs anyways. And then, yeah, so I did die twice in that fight, but I feel like twice is not that bad. They were back-to-back deaths, and like once I put my armor back on and I like locked in, we were good. I learned from my mistakes. We made it. So that's kind of how that went. I think as far as like our Not So Berry, we're on Yellow Gen over there, and I've been having so much fun streaming. I've been doing it for about a year now. I think it was like last November, roughly, that I was able to start streaming with my new computer. So I've had my new computer for about a year. I've been streaming for about a year, and everything has just been working really well. So I've been really, really grateful for that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing good out there. I really can't think of too many more updates that I have in life. I've just been busy. I got coffee in front of me right now. I'm about to just sip on my coffee a little bit before I have to get in the shower. Yeah, it's 6:28 a.m. now, and my shower alarm goes off at 6:40. So I have 10 minutes, and I will not be finishing this video this morning on that note, because this whole video is probably going to be closer to like 30 or 40 minutes long. I think without any screenshots or a tour at the end, it is 30 minutes. And I did cut out a lot of stuff from this. So, yeah, it was just a big build. A lot of stuff was going on. So I think I cut out the bathrooms for the most part. You guys might have watched me do one or so of them, but I really tried to cut out a lot of that. But yeah, just big build. 30-minute speed build sped up by, I think, about 9 times. I don't really like to do my footage over 10 times because I feel like it gets way too fast and way too jumpy. But does that make for a longer video? Maybe sometimes. That's my bad. But I like it to be a little less crazy, but not too slow. I'm not a real-time builder, because if we did real-time building, we would never finish. I would have to stop doing legacy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we would be a building channel at that point. And maybe one day, but not right now. I like my gameplay. I do. And even in my personal gameplay, I've only gotten to like Gen 7. So I like desire wholeheartedly to get to a Gen 10 in a save file. And I feel like we're going to do that together. You know, it might take a little time, especially the YouTube one. That one takes a little more time. But it's a fun little thing for me to do in my spare time. I enjoy it. I'm happy to have you guys here. I thank you guys for watching. I do very much enjoy just sitting down to record. So I'm happy to share it with anyone that is happy to watch. And gets, hopefully you find joy in it, or whatever that looks like. Because I don't know. I'm not the most like dramatic storyteller with my Sims. I kind of let it like almost tell its own story sometimes. Like as they get their traits and stuff, I kind of just try and lean into that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that I may go ahead and leave you guys with some music. Because this morning, obviously I have to get in the shower semi-soon. And then what, do I sit down and finish this voiceover later? Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I may be back with more talking, and I might sound more awake at that time. Because my voice keeps like going in and out, like crackling a little bit. Yay, this is the part where we come back outside and we work on the exterior. I had a lot of fun, like, working on the exterior of this house. I think it turns out pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to leave you guys. I'm tired. I want to sip on my coffee. And yeah, music or more voiceover. Who knows? But I will catch you guys later. Bye. Okay, I am actually back. It is after work, before speech therapy for my daughter. I think I've got a little bit of time to yap at you guys. And honestly, I kind of like remembered that I touched base on the fact that this was meant to be like my Halloween house, but there's kind of like a little more funny tidbit to that, because it's just very like Sims player of you to like start something, and like maybe it was a little quirky and I was trying to do something different with a Halloween build. Not this one, actually. It was a whole different house. So I had started a Halloween build like a week and a half before Halloween, and I was like working on it. And it was very quirky, very weird, very different. It was like a house blended with the castle, and I was not really sure how I liked how it was coming along. I kind of didn't like it. And it was like, I liked the castle bit, but I did not really like how I blended like the house with it. So I don't know, like I wasn't going off of a reference image, and sometimes I need a reference image to help me get the idea of something that is outside of like my scope. And so like a castle house is definitely something that I'm not super familiar with. But so I kind of like scrapped that build altogether. I didn't delete it, and I didn't delete the footage. My cat just jumped on my desk. But it is definitely something that like I just wasn't sure I liked how it was coming along, basically. So I think I'll probably abandon it, and maybe I'll work on it next year. Or maybe I'll just decide to build like a castle house at some point, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Halloween build. I had like, oh, okay, so sorry. That word vomit just came out weird. I am home right now because I like came home to eat some lunch. So I have the remnants of my microwavable ramen, basically. It's not ramen, but might as well be. Microwavable noodles. And my cats like love the smell of it. So my cat jumped on my desk because she wanted to get closer. And so that's on me. I should have just thrown it away the second I was done. But I was watching a little Simsy video, as one does, just enjoying myself. And I just finished that video. So I decided to come over here and finish my voiceover part. I still might leave you guys with a little bit of music at some point, but for now, I figured I would come back. So the outside of this house is coming together really well. To stop talking about the Halloween build that I scrapped, because that's really it. I just decided from there that I didn't like how it was coming along. And I was like, I think I want to try and build something like a haunted Victorian, because I had a ton of fun back in the day building the Addams Family house. And this is not meant to be like that at all. However, it is kind of like a similar style in the fact that it's like a Victorian. But they came out very differently. They're very different houses for sure. I made this one to not be so gothic and to more so just be like, almost like blends in with like a rustic decorative style, if you will. So maybe this family kind of just tries to blend in, and they don't exactly let people up onto the third and fourth floor where they have all their like nooks and crannies. They have like I think the fourth floor, which is in the tower, is actually like I turned it into like a library area. So I feel like that to me would be like their secret little library where they keep all their spell book grimoires and stuff like that. Or recipes or whatever it is. And being that this could be very much a occult legacy house, you could have different types of occults in here. So you could add a basement onto this house pretty easily, and you could put like a werewolf or a vampire down in the basement. But I did not do that because I honestly was taking so long with this build anyways that I just wanted to be done with it. And I figured I'm touching on the magical spellcasters for sure. I did not put a fairy house in, but you could very easily put a fairy house in. But then again, it's in the vampire world where I'm building, so I feel like it was not exactly fitting to put a fairy house in here. So I don't know. I guess I just kind of envisioned that spellcasters were kind of just like maybe blending into the environment right now, spying on or befriending. Maybe they're allies of the vampires. I don't know. I didn't get that far in my lore. But yeah, spellcasters definitely just blending into the vampire world, because the vampire world was the vibe I wanted to build, like spooky, kind of like the overgrowth of the yard, all these like dead vines and dead trees and stuff. I thought that was like definitely a fun vibe. So I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. And as you can see, I put a little greenhouse on the side of the building. There are chickens, there's bees and grubs, I believe. So I definitely envisioned this to be more of like light worker witches, if you will. I felt like they would be more like friendly with the animals. Maybe you put a rabbit house on this lot and like the bird tree trunk. I didn't actually put those things on there, but that's like what I was envisioning, like the growth of it. So I kind of put some of the blueprint of having like a garden. So they're very much like an outdoor nature witch in my head. I envisioned like the witch that would live here to be like dressed in white and pinks a lot, and like almost to match the aesthetic of the house in a sense. I think I do leave that grim there. I was kind of like unsure about it for a second, but I'm pretty sure I left it there. That's kind of, I guess, just like the ode to Halloween in a way. So we left that there. I just got done talking about how they're like light worker witches, but then it's like also in tap and tune with their dark side, if you will. I don't know, but I couldn't decide on clothes to put in there. I didn't like any of them because we don't have like just jackets. Like I feel like we need something that speaks to that. Because even like Snowy Escapes, it just does not hit the nail on the head for that. So we need some basic, just like coats, maybe some hoodies, but like nothing that's like a hat. Like, I don't know, like the dresses. There's like certain things that they put in those where they're kind of mixed and matched with the clothes that you get in there. I don't know. It was not the vibe for me. Nope. But yeah, we're adding in a bunch of detail at this point. I am such a bounce back and forth person. I like to lay the layout of the house, I guess you could say. That's kind of my building style. Is I'll build the shell of the house. I'll try and get that kind of aligned for myself. And then I like to go inside, place furniture, kind of get the lay of the land going in that respects, as far as like how big do the rooms need to be for the furniture, the base of the furniture, like the couch and the, this and that. But we don't do detailing until towards the end typically, because it's like too much at once to do it all at once with the interior. It genuinely like overwhelms me. I don't know how else to say it. So, yeah, those glasses were like glitching out on the table. So I found a spot that they fit though. And I wanted to do a whole lot of like cozy things, coffee mugs everywhere, books everywhere. So it is a very cozy home. They have a couple of these older phones on the downstairs floor. I honestly could have put one up like upstairs on the upstairs, but I did not. But so again, we're adding in a bunch of the details. I think the kitchen, well, I apologize if I'm like clearing my throat at you guys. It is the fall in Oklahoma, so what do you do? But yeah, I felt like the kitchen itself having like the tile and the brick, I don't know why, but I just really liked it. I really like it. So I hope you guys like it, because I thought that it just brought this like old character to the house. Plus that cottage living kitchen set is so good. I love using her. But that was kind of the vibe. I just wanted it to be reflective of like old and a little more just like out of date here and there. So I think we're like looking for a bread box right now. Yeah, I found her. But again, we're just going to clutter up the corners. I think I add a couple of things over here. But I tried to make sure that I always leave some space for just the everyday cooking to happen. So if your Sims do sit something down over there, hopefully it doesn't glitch through, at least not too much. But the dining room space ends up being just very simple, very cozy. Everything about this house is very cozy, and I love that for them. I would honestly love to live in a house like this. I think I'm very mid-century, or I'm very like rustic, old school. I don't know, maybe craftsman here and there, but also like Victorian is fun. So I have a very eclectic taste and style. So right now, just for like the next minute, we're super zoomed in because I accidentally recorded for a little while with my face cam. And to be honest with you guys, I was like drinking coffee and eating Pop-Tarts. I'm sorry, that was eating a Pop-Tart. But yeah, I was like, okay, so that footage is not great. but I'm gonna use it. I do this every now and then by accident, and I just zoom that bad boy in because I do typically build pretty centralized to the camera, so I feel like you can still see pretty good what is happening. It's just a little like off-centered when I have to zoom it in, so you can tell. You can definitely tell, but we're about to go back. It's like nothing ever happened. Bada boom. And wait. Nope, just kidding. This is still the same. There was a cut in it. I guess I cut something out. I thought it was going to be. So it's a few minutes more than I thought it was. But what do you do? What do you do? But yeah, so we're doing this bedroom right now. I think we're going to go upstairs. We eventually decorate the other bedrooms and all the spaces that, oh boy, like I said, there is a seance room. There is a, like a brewing room with a big cauldron. The cauldron room has a bunch of like showcase area where you could put potions or crystals or ingredients in these like showcase boxes. I use the ones from Crystal Creations because I really like those like showcase boxes that are like rustic but with the glass. I just think they're so pretty. So we did that. Finally starting to place some of the furniture up here. So I guess I had not done that for you guys yet. I had just decided on a layout, but this one ends up being the children's bedroom. I think we end up with 2 beds in this bedroom. The toddler infant room is set up for toddlers, infants, and newborns. And then the back bedroom on this upstairs level ends up just being kind of like that teen slash in-law area, if you will. And then on the 3rd floor is where there's an artist corner, because I cannot help myself. There's always got to be a painting corner in every house. I love them. But we have a painting corner, we have the seance room, and we have the cauldron room. And then on the 4th floor, the only room, and that is actually accessible by a ladder. Everything else has a staircase for it, but a ladder for that 4th floor. You go up there, and it's kind of just like a powwow spot with the bookcases. So there are a ton of bookcases throughout the house. You don't have to go up there for a book, but honestly, I feel like your Sims might enjoy the environment up there because there's a bunch of just rugs and chairs, and there's probably a decent environment score in that room, if you will. I, as a human, I would think it had a good environment score, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that is all I'm going to yap about. I'm going to let you guys just watch the rest of this. We're kind of making our way through some of these rooms now, and I promise I am going to realize here pretty soon, actually. I think it's coming up, where I fix the camera, so I do promise that's coming. But yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with music. I will do a slideshow at the end, and that's about it. I'll have this up on the gallery and all those things, and then keep a lookout. I will have a legacy video, hopefully coming up by this weekend. I hope to get back to editing a little bit faster. I was just honestly sad girling a little bit, and then also this build took me so long. I felt like I would sit down and I would spend a couple hours on it, and then I like wouldn't get as much done as I needed to, and so then I would have to sit down another night and do another couple hours. So I was like really struggling for a minute to get this build done. So that's why she's coming to you so late. And then yeah, I was sad girling a little bit, so we all sad girl sometimes. But all right, sending you guys love. The camera is fixed now, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.